Hey everyone, welcome back to another interview series episode. Today we have Maya with us from Microsoft and also a Storefront UI core team member. And also as my co-host, we have Jacob, as usual, a core Vue Storefront team member, and Aditya Patel from Hotwise Commerce and also Storefront UI core team member. So today we're just an overview of what we're going to be talking about. So Maya has been a Storefront UI core team member for a while. She has a long history with Storefront UI. And also today, specifically, we're going to be going into a little bit more detail about her work with the Vue Storefront, Storefront UI, and Cloudinary integration. So to just get started, Maya, why don't you just give us a little bit of a more detailed introduction than what I gave about what you're doing these days, and just in general, what's up?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Adita. As you know, I'm Maya, and I'm a senior software engineer in Microsoft. I'm working for the finance Microsoft Cloud for Finance group. So these days, I mainly develop some application solutions for the finance industry. Not exactly with Vue, but more like with React and other technologies. But still, I know how to react with a Vue, so it doesn't really matter. And I've been a core team member for Storefront UI since the beginning, most likely. And I started with being the consultant for accessibility in the Storefront UI. But I'm very ashamed of that. So I don't want to mention about accessibility because I really didn't do much about accessibility. Mainly jump right in and build the components and help to shape Storefront UI the way it is now. And then I also do some integration with Cloudinary with Vue Storefront and inside the Storefront Cloudinary in Storefront UI inside Storefront UI itself. And I'm used to work for Cloudinary. That's why I have a shorty. And I also have a unicorn. And
Nice.
I've been active in the Vue communities for a while. Hopefully I'll be back on stage very soon after the corona. But meanwhile, hi.
Looking forward to it. You know, just you, as we were talking about your history in Storefront UI, and you did mention you built a lot of the original components. So just a little bit of a random question. Do you have like a favorite component? Like, this is my baby?
Oh well, yeah, your favorite somehow is turned into a monster at some point. Well, actually, when I started with Storefront UI, I started with the SF icon. So I built the icon component from scratch, and I proposed to Philip that at that time, Philip is the creator of Vue Storefront UI, and we decided to do the icon from like we provide the ability of to render the icon at the SVG icon, which from the either from a list of icon that we provided, or from the external icon the user provides. So it's really 100% customizable icon component, which rendered SVG icon. Well, at that point, where it was great, it works pretty well. The only downside of it is that we couldn't think that there was more than just a single color icon. Sometimes you want an icon that part of it is this color, part of this is another color, and you have like different shading and effect. So
Gradients, right?
yeah,
Gradients.
gradients.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually we have to refactor the icon, add more things, remove more things, find a different approach to make the SS icon become as better than it before. Still, it's one of my babies, so I'm very sensitive about it.
Well, you know what they say about components. They either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain.
Oh well, yeah, it obviously live long enough because everything in Storefront UI is using it. So
There we go.
Yeah, and it's also worth to refactor your components when you have them working already, because when you have time and have the ability to refactor them, it's always interesting to see the component from different perspective. So how someone else can use it, and try to adjust it and customize it in a way that someone else can use it as well. So
yeah, actually that's the idea also. After I created the first time, I start using, like, I'm trying now Storefront UI as a demo, that I start finding a lot of bugs around it, a lot of use case I wasn't thinking about it at that time. So it's great, refactor is always good until you break it.
What's interesting is a few weeks ago I learned a term for this. It's called heuristic analysis, which I didn't know there was a term for it, but I guess what we just talked about is heuristic analysis, where you just go back and figure out what the hell is wrong with your component. So just moving on from Storefront UI general, but more into detail about Cloudinary, which is the main topic that we wanted to discuss with you today, is Cloudinary and integrating it with Storefront UI. So tell us a little bit more about how that idea came about, and then a little bit about like what the big benefits are for developers and the customers who get their websites built in Storefront UI. So those two parties that are going to be using it.
Okay, cool. Glad that you asked. Anyway, so Cloudinary, just for anyone that listening out there that wasn't aware what is Cloudinary. So Cloudinary, is a solution, cloud solutions for optimizing image in videos between any media items that you have. So it's doing optimization on the runtime or even before rendering, depend on how you use it. But the most common thing is that you can actually upload pictures or an image or video to Cloudinary and request the optimized version out of the blue from Cloudinary. It's already do it automatically for you on the client side. And it will say you can also shape it like request for, let's say, a raw image, an avatar, or even you can do some kind of like a background remover, or adding some AI recognition on top on the pictures also. So it's have a lot of powerful features. So that's what Cloudinary about. And well, I worked for Cloudinary for the last 2 years and a half, a little bit more, almost 3 years. And I work with Storefront UI, which is an e-commerce component library, and we're dealing with a lot of image. And one of the things were stopping us from being good enough for e-commerce purposes is that our image solution is very simple. Like it just render the image in the image element of the HTML element, and that's it. We don't have lazy loading. We don't have optimization, and that's not good enough because let's say for client from outside of Storefront UI, especially when you build an e-commerce, the most important thing is how to optimize the image, how to save the bandwidth, how to display the proper image per device, so that we will maximize the performance towards to the clients. And that's why I said, okay, I already work in Cloudinary. Cloudinary is mainly on image also. So why not just have Cloudinary integrated with Storefront UI and part of Storefront UI? So now user, when using Storefront UI, will have an options to either use it with their own Cloudinary account and be able to use on the Cloudinary API for image handling. And Storefront UI will also be able to optimize and bring the best performance that it can to the developers. And that's how it started.
Interesting. I just have a quick question. You mentioned there's like a bunch of different features that you get with Cloudinary, and one thing that I haven't looked at it myself, so maybe you can just answer this real quick. Is there is like a pretty popular feature in e-commerce, which is like gradually loading a high resolution image. So you kind of start with like a pixelated image and you slowly build it out.
We have that. Yeah, we have that. So cool. I actually did that in Storefront UI integration with the Cloudinary. So you can request for the like a blur effect right? The blur effect when while it's loading, it will just give you the blur version, which is very light, and then it gradually giving you a blur effect until the actual image already load, and then it replaced with the real image. So this way the user will see a little bit of blurry effect, pixel effect, or even some other image while the real image is loading.
Nice.
Yeah, and one in addition from my side, it's crazy when you look at not just e-commerce, but each website, how much you can gain from image optimization, from stuff like lazy loading images, using better not extensions, but image formats. Exactly, this is the word I was looking for. So you can gain so much performance boost from just looking at your images and trying to optimize them. It always amazes me how much you can gain from that.
Yeah.
Also to actually like decide what kind of format to serve is also a work for developers. So with Cloudinary, just to add in that you don't have to worry about it. You just need to give the name of the image, and Cloudinary automatically detect what kind of browser it is. So and then return the most optimized version of the format of the asset.
Great. I mean, Jacob, if you have any more detailed questions, maybe you have some more technical questions than I do, like this is a great time for you to just hop in.
Yeah, so I have one particularly about Maya, your module to Next about Cloudinary. So because we have this module Next image, and we also have Next Cloudinary. So we can use both to connect to Cloudinary. So I would like you to give me some examples on what are the differences between these packages.
Well, one is image and one is Cloudinary. No. Well, it's just the first difference is the name. It's one in Nux image and one in Nux Cloudinary. I'm just joking with you. So let's say, I put it very simple. Nux image is mainly about rendering image. That's it, and it give you the options to render an image and optimize image according to a specific provider. It can be Cloudinary, it can be TwigBits, it can be, I don't know, it can be also Nux itself. But other than that, it doesn't do it. It can also do uploading if you really want to upload, but it give you a very basic optimization. For example, if you want to do some cropping, rotation, or avatar, thumbnail, changing the color, some very basic set. Most of the time, it will be enough for developer, because let's say how many times we are going to write an application that heavily modify the picture. We're not doing like Instagram or TikTok, right? Other than that, that is why Nux come out, because most of the time we just want to give a very basic optimization to the image for our website. That's all Nux do. You need to have an account. You need to account with any provider, or you have your own provider. You can plug it in it and serve the image connected with the provider you want. So that's the Nux image. Nux Cloudinary, in the other hand, is very specific to Cloudinary customer, which means that first of all, you need to have a Cloudinary account. and second thing is that you can do a lot more from Nux Cloudinary. You can handle uploading image or connecting, let's say, if you're using Nux content to build a website, and you have all the image in a folder. Now you want to make sure that when you upload it, when you deploy the applications, you will first upload in this image to Cloudinary, and then serve the URL on the content on the build time when you deploy the product. And that's enough. Cloudinary can help you doing that, or also do other things like looking for specific getting a specific image according to a certain tag. Like if you have a collection of image, a collection of video that you've already put the tag on it, you can query using the Nux Cloudinary, the set of image or video, and then serve it and hook it to the Nux application. And then you, on the client side of the Nux application, you can get it and do anything with it. Also, the Nux image is only about image. Nux Cloudinary is about image and video. So you have both benefits here. It's very heavy. Also, you can choose between using our SDK Vue specific Vue SDK components to use in Nux, or combine the Vue SDK with the logic behind, like the backend Cloudinary, to bring the whole concept, like the full circle of optimization image together. I would say Nux Cloudinary is really for someone, for enterprise that is required for complex use case, not for enterprise, for complex use case, where you want to have a full experience, really focus on Cloudinary. Nux image, in the other hand, is more for general case, more straightforward, more easygoing, and easy to understand. Yeah, hope it clear.
That answers my question.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Well, those are mostly all the questions from my side. I mean, lastly, if you just have like an easy thing that you think most people overlook with Cloudinary, that's like, oh, like an underrated thing about Cloudinary that people just overlook, now's a good time. Like if you can just blurt that out for somebody to just know the next time they use it.
Well, the first thing is that people tend to think that Cloudinary is very expensive for just an image optimizer. The truth is, Cloudinary is not just the image optimizer. It's when you put it in the same category, let's say TwigFix and other image optimizer. Oh my God, I hate this word. So it will be like Cloudinary, kind of saying maybe Cloudinary is a bit more expensive, but the ability of Cloudinary given to you is much more than all of these provider, all of these optimizer. You can also build a video, you can trim the video, editing the video online. And well, the founder of Cloudinary doesn't like the term Photoshop, so I'm not going to mention it. But in general, when you want to create like a full solutions for image or for videos, for media in general, so Cloudinary can give you also, let's say, AI recognition, background auto removal, so where you can have like say one shirt, and Cloudinary can provide you out of the box solution for, let's say, I have a t-shirt like this color, and then if you want to change it to red or something, it will just automatically change it for you, just like according to what you want. Like it also have AI inside, and also it have a lot of functionality. Like you don't need to look further than that, or you don't need to try to integrate with another third party because it's already have it.
Cool. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that color feature being extremely useful for like storefront UI customers who are building their e-commerce and they need to like get product imagery, but like doing an actual photo shoot is pretty expensive. So it's just like, let's just have Cloudinary just recolor all my shirts for all the different variants.
Make sure that your shirt, the first shirt, need to be very, very clean. if not, then you suddenly saw a color and then you have a dot in the middle or something. It looks weird, but yeah. But it's great also, and I really like Cloudinary.
Well, that's all we have for today for the interview questions. Lastly, before we close out, if you want to just plug any of your social media or where people can find you online, now's your time.
Well, that is my time. I'm going to plug my. No, I don't have a banner. Shameless plug my Twitter. Maya Shavin at Twitter, Maya Shavin, So yeah, feel free to follow me. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on Twitter, on GitHub, or even on my website, mayashavin.com. And yeah, I guess, Jacob, you have anything to say?
Just wanted to add that you will be attending Vue London, right?
Oh, yeah.
You forgot about that.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. Yes. So, anyone in London in 2 weeks from now, I think it's 1 week and a half from now. So don't forget to, if you want to meet me in person, so I'm going to speak about, Vue X. No, not Vue X. X State for Vue. It's a state management using state machines. It's a very good library. In Vue London on 18, 19, and 20 of October, I think. So in person, that's important, in person.
Right.
So yeah, I cannot wait to see everyone in person. It's been so long. So yep, if you're there in London, come have a beer.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much, Maya Shavin, for joining us. I'm sure people will be checking you out on Twitter and at Vue London. And see you guys in, oh, actually, before we close out, we'll have a lot of links to Maya Shavin's Twitter in the description, and also just links to anything else that we've mentioned in this video. We'll put those in the description. So check that out, and see you guys in our next interview. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, for real? Oh my God, he fast. he just say, okay, bye-bye, and I'm off.
I don't know what I was thinking. I just clicked.
That was perfect. I will put it in the video.
Peace.
This is awesome. This is like awesome.
This is like the blooper we needed.
It was so good. We were on the verge of greatness.